Grace and peace in this Epiphany season. Our lessons for this coming Sunday include some fascinating characters, and my sermon is going to concentrate on the Old Testament characters, Samuel and Eli. But the Gospel gives us Nathanael, and I want to share a few thoughts about Nathanael because he had an epiphany moment when he met Jesus. Here, let me read it from John chapter 1, beginning with verse 43. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him, about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him, he said of him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you get to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." Even Jesus himself seems sort of surprised at Nathanael's sudden and absolute confession of faith. "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus seems surprised, since he responds with possible humor. "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree?" It's not obvious to the reader how Nathanael transformed from a lovely naysayer to a spokesman of faith in a matter of moments. Something snapped into focus in this passage for Nathanael that's not obvious to us. Nathanael seemed to approach life with a critical lens, a master of suspicion. His friend says, "We found the man whom Moses and the prophets wrote." Nathanael doubts it, rationalizing that nothing good can come out of Nazareth. Jesus greets him generously as a man in whom there is no deceit. Nathanael is suspicious. "Where'd you get to know me?" Nathanael is no Mr. Congeniality. So when this guy, who tends to see the negative, effuses this overwhelmingly positive declaration of who Jesus is just after meeting him, our expectations are toppled. What's going on here? Has Nathanael really just uttered a statement with 2 exclamation points? Inexplicable. The drama of this story counts on the fact that this character, Nathanael, doesn't tend to act in this positive manner. He does not declare false positives. So if Nathanael, of all people, confesses faith in Jesus, you can trust him because he's not predisposed to effervescence. No, his faith has overcome suspicion about Jesus. Nathanael is one of those folks whose faith developed not gradually. He's one who was also himself startled when the reality of Jesus snapped unexpectedly into focus. There's something about that fig tree remark that made who Jesus is clear for Nathanael. We don't get to be privy to what exactly transformed Nathanael's view of Jesus. What is clear, though, is that epiphanies of the Christ come to different people in drastically different ways. And sometimes it can be, even for us, incomprehensible. There's no one script for coming to faith in Jesus. For you, it's only your script. Nathaniel and you and me. This text, which falls during the Epiphany season, is an epiphany. Epiphanies tend to transform people. I shared in the blog that the epiphany that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had in his kitchen, sometimes called his vision in the kitchen, when he was so doubtful and feeling so weak, and he felt the transforming power of God like never before. Martin Luther King Jr. was changed by this epiphany. Nathaniel's epiphany, in which he suddenly could see clearly who Jesus was, changed Nathaniel, who then proclaimed Jesus as Rabbi, an honorific term appropriate to Jesus since he taught, debated, and gathered disciples. Son of God, a term for one with a close relationship with God. In the Hebrew Bible, Son of God refers to someone commissioned with a divine task. And he calls him King of Israel. In John, this is a positive term. This is a political term that implies ruling lordship and connects to King David. All three of these terms have the potential to bring transformative change. Rabbis through teaching and leading, the Son of God by bridging the gap between heaven and earth, the King of Israel by bringing a justice, a just rule. An epiphany of God allowed something new to snap into focus for Nathaniel. This newness changed his life, just as our epiphanies of the presence of God and the effervescence of faith can change and transform our lives every day. See you Sunday when we meet and greet our new pastor. God's peace be with you all.